Hey everybody, and welcome back to From Guiseley to Greatness with me, GW365. This is video number 20. If you joined us last time, we actually failed in the playoffs. As a result, we stayed in this league. If I go to the board, and let's have a look, see what it is. Is it this one? No. There's a basically overview. No, it's not that one. Basically, we got given literally £100 more. We're already overspending that at the minute. We basically have to win the title, or I'm sacked. So if I have a poor start, I'm probably going to get sacked, which is a bit of a daunting thought. But yeah, it's going to be pretty tricky. So if we go to our squad, you'll probably notice some new names. If I go into the tactics screen rather, you'll probably notice some new names. And half of these guys have now got faces. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. So if you look, for instance, we've got Billy Simpson, who's got a face now, originally at Mansfield. A lot of red arrows there, which is a bit concerning. Dave West is a regen. Danny Andrew, he's someone we've brought in. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go into the transfer screen first. Yeah. So, if we go to history, this is what happened. We did end up letting Ryan Charnley go. Adam Boyes go, who's now got a face. Just for wages reason, really. Wayne Brooksby, kind of gutted, he's also got a face. I let him go, but he was asking for too much money as well. Ben Parker was wanting about £575 a week, so I had to let him go as well. I couldn't afford him, simple as. I would have loved to have kept him, apart from the fact he was injury prone as hell. But he's actually gone up a division to Bristol Rovers. So they're the outs. Ins, we've got James Laurie from Alfreton, a one-time Port Vale player. Looks pretty decent. Actually got him as an attacking midfielder because of the formation I was using at the end. I've been tinkering a little bit. I'm going to try the tactic that I've just created. If things start going pear-shaped in one of the games, I'll knock it back to what I had before. But yeah, he's not a bad-looking player. A lot of blue stats there. A couple of worries such as positioning, tackling, marking for like defensive reasons. Long throws is not really anything to be worried about, and strength in particular means he'll be easily knocked off the ball. But it's got good all-round stats to play in a multitude of different positions. Might need to get him trained a bit on there, or maybe even centre mid. But he can play a striker. He's known as like a 2.5-star player for playing in the striker role as an advanced playmaker, so he's probably going to do alright there for us. He's probably going to start the first game. Grant Roberts I got from Boston United, a team of course that went up automatically. Not amazing stats, but pretty solid. You know, a lot of 9s and 10s. A lot of 9s, a couple of 10s here and there, and some decent-ish physical stats there with acceleration, natural fitness and stamina for this league anyway, and he's relatively cheap, £190. And like I said before, he came from Boston United. He originally started off at Sheffield United and used to play for us apparently, after playing for my local team in real life. So then we move on to Jordan Holt, a left back that can also play centre back. He's not to be. He's not. He doesn't jump straight out at you and think, "Wow, this guy's awesome." But he's a decent player. And to be honest with you, I signed this player before the very next player I'm about to show. But as you can see, he's got a bit of versatility. And he was signed from Curzon Ashton, and he was one of the youth products of Hull. So Hull were in the Championship at the time, so it was obviously going to be hard to break into the team. Then from Southport, we signed Billy Simpson with his face. He's a centre back that can play right back and in centre mid if need be. Pretty solid looking player. Loving the mentals here. Looking determination in particular, but also the physicals as well. Pretty impressive as well. And he was signed from from Southport, but he used to play for Mansfield. So yeah, that's not too bad. Then I'll show you Danny Andrew first. He's a left back that I got offered straight after. I got offered him straight after by his agent, I think, for a loan. £100 a week. That's all I had to pay. That's not his full contract. I've got him from Fleetwood for the season. He was a product of the Peterborough setup, which is kind of because I used to be Peterborough all the time on Football Manager when they were back in League Two. So Danny Andrew. Yeah, so he looks pretty good, all-round player as well. Decent physicals, decent mentals apart from flair, which I'm not really bothered for a left back. And his attacking stats, his technical stats aren't bad neither, especially for this league. Heading six maybe a little bit poor, but he looks like he could be a solid acquisition for us. Then we got 3 loanees from Leeds. They actually decided to send people out to us. We got Bailey Peacock Farrell. He's got the potential to be better than Lynch, but he's currently worse than Lynch. But as you can see, he's already improving just from a couple of sub appearances, so that's good. Look, his handling's 11, reflexes 11. They're the main ones usually, but one of the ones is only 5, which isn't great. His first touch is only 1 as well. Terrible first touch. Then Henry Rowlandson came in on loan, and he's been quite good of late in the recent formation change that I did in the end of last season. He's played quite well. He's got finishing 5. He's got quite a number of goals. If I go to his attributes, he's got 4 goals and 2 assists and 3 player of the matches in all the friendlies. We'll come to the friendlies shortly, but he's only on a youth contract, so even if we had to pay off the 100%, it'd be only £55. And then we've got Jack Turnbull as well, who's a defender. He's going to be like a backup defender. Jumper reach is 13, which is decent. Pace leaves a lot to be desired. His stamina is only 5, but his natural fitness is 17. So in the games he'll decline rapidly, but it seems like he'll always be ready for the next game. Some decent, mental stats. Composure's a bit of a worry. I don't really need off the ball and vision. And then marking and heading and tackling are adequate for this level. And then finally we signed recently Lewis Allen. We were looking everywhere for a left winger. Looking everywhere, and eventually it's cost us £350, and he used to play for Southport and Hyde. So basically I think he joined Southport in real life, probably at some point, and he's actually been playing for Southport this season because he hasn't got any appearances here at all. No average ratings. Didn't have the best of times, but I was desperate for a left midfielder, and obviously, of course, he used to play for Blackpool. Did he make any appearances? He made 0. No, he made 1 appearance before going to Hyde. There you go. So that is our transfers. If we go to our tactics screen, a couple of other players are signed on for another year. Holdsworth, of course. I've actually got Rothery, who's surprise injured again. Sean Mullen's actually got a face, which is always good. And then I've got these guys here that are also injured. And the amount of injuries I got in pre-season, I think it's because I had the fitness setting to high, and I think they were just too tired. But yes, we've got a decent. I think we've got a decent squad. The left midfielder area is not amazing, but it's going to be possibly better than what it was. And why is this showing down here? I've just set this up and it's just screwed us over. So apologies for that. So this is the setup that I've just been playing with to try and get going. I've knocked off as many of these down as possible because I'm thinking maybe it's just confusing them too much. That's why I wasn't having much success, and I'm trying to play a nice flickering arrow. Don't know why, but anyway, I apologise for that. If it's bothering you, it's bothering me as well, so I don't know how to do it. So basically, yeah, this is a decent setup, but we are going to stick with this one for now. Holdsworth is going to stay as a deep line playmaker. Laurie is going to be in the attacking playmaker, advanced playmaker role. Rollinson on the right is currently just accomplished because I've had to trade him there. Alex Johnson is not the best deep line forward, but he does all right. I'm tempted to change him to a poacher, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Wrong thing. Right, let's go to a poacher because it seems to. He's got defensive forward as his main thing, but poachers is best after that. So then we've got these here. We're going on support. I'm tempted to put him on defend because when you actually highlight his attributes for a fullback with the support at the very least, never mind attack. Crossing is one of the main ones. He's got 3 for crossing. Now it's the only attribute that's poor, but I'm thinking, well, I'll leave it on. It didn't go too bad last time. I'm thinking of just doing defend on here though, but I've got quite a lot of these on, to be fair. But we'll leave it on for now because we had a relative success with it. It's only because we lost his keeper. I still won't put it down to. That's why we lost. But if we go to our schedule now, you can see we had a decent pre-season. We beat our guys in the 21s with hardly any players, pretty much 1-0. I'm not going to go into these because they're only friendlies. We beat Gareth 3-0. Beat Ossett Albion 3-1. We lost 1-0 to Bradford, which we did get completely outplayed. Then we beat Hyde 2-1, and then Ossett Town 2-0. So we've conceded 3 goals and scored 11 goals in pre-season. Not too bad. We've got Brackley first. This is going to be today's game. I don't think there's anything else to mention about. Let's have a look at Brackley's team then. So Brackley are club information. They're predicted to finish 16th. They're not our rivals or anything, so that's okay. And basically their best player... Ooh. Because I've changed the skin back, I don't know if you noticed. It used to have the what's his face? They had the key player as well, but Ryan Austin looks pretty menacing, to be fair, in defence. Where they signed him from? He's been there a while. He used to be at Burton. So, this is a bit concerning because I can't really have a look. But if we have a couple of players, that's the goalkeeper. He looks pretty solid. Pretty solid. Not going to be too easy to get past. But we'll give it a go anyway. Let's just get into the game. Match preview. Team selection. Any injury worries? Well, they've got Lewis Almond, however you want to pronounce it. Some people say Almond, I say Almond. Because that's how it's spelt, but that's me. Let us know in the comments what you think, how you think it's pronounced, that one. Because it's an old age argument, a bit like tea cake and bread cake, or wherever you're from. It could be BAP or something else, which obviously BAPs are known for. Something else. Just going to set up our subs actually. It's one thing I haven't done, and we've got a lot of defensive players on the bench. So we're going to have you available for them. You're going to drop out. Charlie Holt, good right back cover. I'm going to leave Jordan Holt, I think. Or Darcy O'Connor. I could knock off... Charlie Holt could go. Leave Darcy O'Connor in. Definitely want Grant Roberts in because he can cover 2 positions. Well, not Holt out. The other Holt out. We need some attacking players. So we've got Capitani, who can come in. And I'm going to knock his playing the reserves thing off. I think I accidentally put him in last time. Yeah, that one there. So let's knock that off, and then we need another player. We've only got 1 striker, so that he covers 2 positions actually. So I think we'll put Sean Mullen in as a last resort. And I need 1 more player, which can be a winger ideally, but Callum Challinor, is he good enough? Not particularly. It's the only player we've got. I've got Jordan Marriott, who was the youngster. We'll put him on the bench. I think he's 15 years old. He could become the youngest player of all time to play for us, with him being 15. Only for a short while. So let's submit the team. Let's get into this game. Bit of a long ramble. We had a lot of injuries, of course. Gavin Rothery, surprise, surprise. Since I changed his name back from Darren Anderton, I thought I was going to let him go, but then I realised there wasn't many better options. The only player I could get was James Lorry, who looks decent, but we had to see how decent. So, just going to go straight into the game with this tactic. I think that's what I mean, because if you use opposition instructions, I think what tends to happen is you conflict with what you're wanting them to do, which can, as you're more than aware, can really hinder your chances. But here we go, first game of the season. Brackley gets underway. False highlight. Omar Bogle scored for Solihull Moors. This flashing thing is a real pain in the dick. I'm going to move it off. We don't want those on the screen, do we? No. Crappy Windows 8. So here comes Holdsworth from the throw from... I've forgotten his name. Oh, what's going on here? It's because I've adjusted the settings. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. It's James Lorry. No, it wasn't him. It was McGowan. Here comes Love with a lovely pass to McGowan. Long ball over the top for Rollinson. Rollinson's in behind here. If he can square it, he goes himself. It's cleared away from Brown. Good save from the keeper, Turley. Simpson Brings the ball down and Wesley clears away. A couple of worrying fitness stats already, but I suppose it's nearly half time, that's probably why. A really eventful first half. So let's... morale's only okay. Come on, you can win. Do it. This flashing icon is really annoying. I'll have to see what I can do about that. I don't know how I'm going to rectify it. Do it! At the end of that saying there. Come on, Ags. Ags Johnson. Right, so we get it in the second half of the way. Laurie finds Holsworth with a neat looking pass. Now it's McGowan. Puts it back. But again, another false highlight. Hopefully it's not just going to be the same again. There's no chances whatsoever. A real eventful game. I'm going to make a change, and that change is probably going to be Archie Love coming off for Grant Roberts, and Grant Roberts is going to switch with Andy Holdsworth, so he can cause some pain and anguish. Matteo Capitani for James Laurie, perhaps. We'll put James Laurie in that role there. We'll change you to deep line forward. Set to support. See if that makes a difference. Alex Johnson can play for 10 minutes in the advanced playmaker role. See how he fares. See if we create any chances. It appears not. Right, okay, so we need a goal. Capitani, you might as well come on in that position. And Sean Mullen, you might as well welcome you to... In fact, you know what? Jordan Marriott, your strength isn't bad. You got decent jumping. What's your passing like? Not very good. Okay. Let's bring... if we were winning, I'd bring you on. Let us bring the Capitani to the forefront first, before I take Laurie off for about another 10 minutes. Well, it's been a pretty disappointing half, I've got to say. Sean Mullen, if you want to come on for James Laurie, Capitani and Mullen switch places, come on. This is poor, really. First game of the season, we're at home. And that's a poor result. I mean, it's just a ball draw. Quite literally a ball draw. Probably one of the worst games that I've ever witnessed, basically. Holdsworth collects it, loses it. Whittle, a couple of step overs or some sort of shimmies. Good interception from Rollinson. Is there a late sting in the tail? If that even makes sense. Capitani, good ball to Rollinson. Capitani, lovely ball to McGowan. Can't quite get there though. Full time whistle goes. That is a poor game. I knew it would be told. That was not good enough. Danny Andrew looking stressed. Well, you have to be stressed. That's a pretty disappointing result, but at least it's not a loss like last season. Lost his first 3 games last season. So, with that in mind, I maybe should change that new tactic to see what it did. You know, clean sheet. Got to look at the positives. Clean sheet. This is really annoying me. The flashing thing. So yeah, I have to have a rethink of this. Maybe because that didn't seem to go to plan. I'll probably roll with this next time for the next game, which is probably going to be. Let's have a look. I want to look at predictions really, where they were predicted to finish. Staley Bridge, a lot of stuff. Telford came down last season. I might go to that game. AFC Telford. That is the next game I'm probably going to aim for, because they'll be predicted to finish. Oh, 5th. Okay. Go to that. Can I have a look at the predictions? Overview. Season preview. Right, here we are. We're second favourites to win. Barrow are the team to beat, apparently. And there's Bradford Park Avenue, who actually knocked us out last game. Let's have a rethink now. We have got Barrow actually in a game's time, so I'll probably do that one. They're the favourites to go up. It'll be a good test. So I'll play the Bishop Stortford game. We'll be back for the Barrow game. Hopefully you join us for that. And yeah, if you could hit the like button, that would really help us out greatly. And hopefully you join us for the Barrow game. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye bye.